We are.
Looking back at the Tulane game, what went so right for the offense to put up 52 points?
Scored a lot of points. Played really well. Made the fewest amount of mistakes that we've made all year. And the kids played the hardest I thought they'd ever played. I thought the first drive, the offensive line set the tempo. Shad Struthers had a rough game the week before, and I think he was probably tired of hearing everybody tell him that, because everybody on the coaching staff had taken turns telling him how poorly he had played. And boy, did he respond. He had like 3 pancake blocks in that first drive. He just fired the kids up. Obviously, Keaton getting the big run early, gives you a lift right there. We actually screwed the first drive up when we're down there, first and goal. I say me, I guess. But the kids just played hard. I mean, they just were in that mode. We could tell they were in that mode to play. They had really responded all week. And Friday night's meetings, we were having to calm them down. They were just so ready to play. And we had good matchups. You know what I'm saying? We matched up well, and our kids made the plays.
Coach, can you talk about the tight end position with Ryan Jones, those guys that come in and they've really come on strong?
Yeah, I just can't be, more excited about how the tight ends are playing right now. It was a big game for Ryan as far as getting the ball and making plays. We had a lot of things in for him. He's learned the system. He's in the game now a lot, and he's got great play-making ability, I think. We just continue to do that. Now, we had been trying to get it to him. The first play of the season, we were trying to get the ball to him on like that, and we mess it up. We just mess it up. And a couple other times that game, and there were some other games where you keep thinking, Coach kept saying, well, I thought we were going to get it to Ryan. It was like, well, those 4 plays, he was supposed to get the ball, and we messed him up. We never got the ball to him, but this time we didn't mess him up. And then Shane continues to do a great job too. And then the 2 big tight ends are doing a nice job blocking as well. I know they're not getting a lot of touches. I know that's not fancy and all that stuff, but somebody's got to block. You know what I'm saying? There's only one ball. Somebody's got to block. So they're doing a nice job all the way around. I think it's given us a lot of versatility. There were a couple of things we took advantage of because we played those guys like Ryan and Shane like wide receivers, and we played them like tight ends too. And so now the defense coordinator don't know what you're getting ready to do. He didn't know what package of defenses to call. So hopefully that will continue to work because we'd like to keep doing that.
You got a lot of weapons right now, and a lot of ways you can go with it. It's not so obvious where you're going to go with the football. What does that do for you a little bit?
Well, it makes you excited about getting back out there. When you play well, it looks really good. You know what I'm saying? When you don't play well, it looks really bad. It can be ugly right there too. But I think the same thing. You worry, you got to keep them all happy. It's like basketball. Everybody doesn't get their shot. But we are trying to spread it around. But at the same time, the guys that are making plays, you are trying to put things in to give them that opportunity. Now, the defense sometimes controls where the ball goes because they can decide to roll coverage one way. They can double coverage, one way. They can blitz you and make you throw it quicker, you know what I'm saying, or make you go to the man route. But we do have a lot of weapons, and I hope that's making us hard to defend. We'll have a huge challenge this week because these cats are really good. I know they hadn't, played winning football the last 2 weeks, but that doesn't mean they're any worse. They've lost 2 close games, but they're good. And we've had 2 years of playing them, and we've had moments where we've played well against these guys, but not overall. They've been the superior team, no question about it. So we got a lot of making up to do, and hopefully that this year we'll close the gap some.
With Keaton, especially, at some point defenses are going to focus on him.
Yeah.
This week, if not any. How do you balance that of knowing they're going to be looking for him?
Well, I think every defense in the country, has that. We got to stop the run. If you don't stop the run, the game's over. The other team just trying to hand the ball off. You have no chance to win. You can't get the ball back, until they score, and that's not how you want to get the ball back. So everybody's trying to stop the run. I'm sure they're keying up for him as well. Sometimes that obviously makes you throw the ball a little bit more. It opens the play-action game. It opens the RPO game up a little bit. Sometimes you overplay the run, and, a guy like him, you get so many guys up there. Sometimes those long runs are because they got so many guys up there. If you do pop it, there's nobody left, second level. And he can outrun anybody that, is out there as well. So hopefully he'll continue to do that. We're playing a team that they're the number 1 rush defense in the league. And they just got through playing Navy, who probably is the number 1 rush team. I don't even know because they're so far down the line. So these guys stop the run pretty well anyhow. We're better on offense when we can run the ball. That's how we're built. We're built to run the ball and then make the game work off of that. And that also keeps the defense off the field, or we're scoring. You know what I'm saying? They'll take either one. They'll take the points if we score more, keep them off the field. So if we can sometimes you got to be stubborn, you know what I'm saying? You don't want to just pound your head in there, you know what I'm saying, like that. We're pretty balanced. I don't know exactly what the stats are, but I bet we're about 50-50 when we throw it, when we run it, you know what I'm saying? That's something I'm very conscious of, that we try to do that. But it all starts with the run game, and we got two good ones, and they're going to be challenged this week, though. Now, we're going to play really good this week.
How do you feel like the guys have bounced back as far as handling the success of the Tulane game, but also trying to gear back up for a big challenge?
Well, we learned early, the year one, and I don't know why we're going back to year one, but I am. I think we beat Gardner Webb out here. We came out Sunday, and they about half the team thought, we don't have to practice today, do we? We won. We're like, yeah, we got to move on. You know what I'm saying? That's a one day you get to enjoy that, and you got to move on. And so we haven't handled success very well, I don't think. And I think that was evident after we played at Marshall, because that was a really exciting win. Everybody was jacked up. Everybody felt great about that. And the next week we stunk in practice. You know what I'm saying? I don't know that we said that to you guys on Wednesday or Tuesday or Monday, because you don't want to do that to your team. You don't want to give that to the opponent. But we stunk that whole week, okay, at least on offense. We stunk, and we were telling them that. At the end of the week, Coach kind of got a hold of them and told them that, and we thought maybe we'd regroup, but it was too late. It was probably too late to play well. And the team was better than obviously everybody wanted them to be. And so last week, though, it didn't feel much like a win, I guess, you know what I'm saying? And we really practiced well. He really challenged them. We've practiced well this week. We have, so maybe we're turning the corner. Coach, we're not wanting to jinx that, knock on wood, but maybe we're turning the corner and starting to understand that you got to earn it every day. It all starts. Everybody in college is pretty good. They all got somebody wanted them. You know what I'm saying? So they're pretty good, and this level's really good. So we're getting ready to find out Saturday, I guess, aren't we? We're going to Disneyland, one way or the other, baby.
Coach, can you talk about Mason Garcia and his progress? We're starting to see him more on the field.
Yeah, God, you got to love that kid. Now, I'm telling you, he is really. He has had 3 weeks going into last week's game. He had 3 weeks of really good practices. And Coach Shore, who works with me, played quarterback for me at James Madison, has a lot of work with the quarterbacks too. And, we're starting to, he's starting to get it. He's starting to really look good. He's starting to be fun to watch. And so I was like, we just got to get him in there more. And, obviously the week before, everybody was thinking, all right, we'll get him some work. That's going to be fun. And, obviously we screwed that up, so you didn't get to do that. But we haven't been able to just get him in there. And, God, he's done terrific. I think the greatest thing was we put him in, and we're going to throw the pass. It's going to be his first pass, of the game. And as he was going in, I thought to myself, oh, my God, he probably hadn't thrown a ball since warm-ups. And that's probably been like 2 hours, 3 hours ago. And, but to throw on the sideline would kind of give that away a little bit, that he was going to go in and throw a pass, because up until that time, he'd only run the ball. And so that's what we wanted him to think. So I thought, oh, my God, I'm probably an idiot. And I am an idiot. And I know it. My wife's told me that many times, so she's right. But he threw a damn dime. Made me look pretty good, didn't he? You know what I'm saying? Made me look pretty good out there. So I guess if you got it, you got it. You know what I'm saying? So I don't know. I lived in Louisville and went to the Kentucky Derby, and those horses, they don't stretch. They don't do any warm-ups. They just get out there and run, So Mason, he's a stud. He's a thoroughbred.
With going to Orlando, probably the loudest, away venue you guys face this year, what challenges does that create for you guys?
Well, yeah, the bounce house can get going. I think they're the number one attendance group now in the conference. That's got to sting a little bit. Okay, I hope that stings our people a little bit, that we don't lead the league in attendance anymore, because that surely wasn't the way it used to be around here. Now, I know we got to do our part. Okay, everybody loves a winner. Okay, so there'll be a good crowd. I think that jacks the visiting team up too, though, in the beginning. What it causes is communication problems. You know what I'm saying? Because, all your communication from coach to player, from the center got to make a call, this is the defense, this is the mic, okay? Quarterback's out there saying, this is the ID, receivers having to, concentrate, get to play. Your cadence is big, you got to hear when the ball snapped. So it definitely can affect you that way. And I think that's the thing. If the other team's playing well. Obviously, the crowd always gets into it a little bit more. I guess you can kind of feel that. But, as we say, the two greatest feelings is when you play at home, it's the second greatest feeling when you win the game and you go down and the crowd's going crazy and you sing the fight song with the band. But the greatest feeling is when you shut the crowd up on a visiting field and it's dead silence. And that's what we got to do this week.
It seems like the deeper you've gone into your receiver room, the better the top guys have played.
Yeah.
Are they worried about losing their starting jobs? Are they just more fresh? What is
I hope that's what they are, because you know what? Every day you come, you got to earn it. I know I do. You know what I'm saying? If you don't do good, everybody can be replaced. You know what I'm saying? And so competition is a great thing. Not to just be cold-hearted or whatever, like old school football. The coach, just so cold-hearted or whatever. But yeah, it is a competition, and you better step it up. And it's a guy like Audie. Audie's just a great story, because Audie didn't. I don't want to slam Audie. I don't want to say this wrong, but he didn't play very good at the beginning of the season, and we really thought Audie was going to play good. He had a great preseason. He had really kind of become the leader of the group, and he had a little bit of a rough start. And so all of a sudden he didn't start. He could have tanked that thing and really got really worse, but instead he regrouped. And it actually relaxed him. The expectation now maybe was what was bothering him. And he relaxed, and man, has he played good the last couple of weeks now. And so I think that's kind of what's happening maybe with the other guys. And they're saying, I got to go, or I may not get that rep, anymore. So they're fighting to get those reps. And that's a good thing. That's a really good thing.
Or you get to the point where the confidence level offensively is beginning to get cumulative a little bit, and you kind of expect at least a certain level of proficiency.
Well, I think the players are. I think we're finally getting over. Like we're playing SMU. I know we referred y'all back something about how to get back to that SMU game. Whatever. I know we got to move on from that too eventually. But I do remember, like, one of the kids telling me, said, like, we were sitting there like, God, is this a dream? I was thinking, like, we shouldn't be thinking that way. You know what I'm saying? We just should be just like, this is the way it's supposed to be. But the kids obviously were not. And then the second half, when we started to lose that momentum, same kid said, yeah, everybody on the sideline was going, this always happens. This always happens. And you can't think that way. So I think that kind of might still been a little bit the attitude when things went bad early in the season. But now we've won some close games. And as ugly as that win, okay, that ugly, there's no ugly babies, okay, there are some ugly wins, I guess. As ugly as that was, we did win a game when there was a lot of pressure on us to win. The other team didn't have no pressure at that point. They had already said, we've done better than everybody expected us to do. We're relaxed, okay? We did win that game instead of, blow the game, because that's still the main thing, to win the game, okay? You'd like to win by a lot, but that's still not left column, right column. You win, you're over here, you put it in the left column, you're over here, you lose, you put it in the right column. So we won a close game. We won a close game at Marshall, when we were behind in the fourth quarter. Those are the things I think that do give you that confidence that the team believes, like, let's just keep coming. Let's just keep coming. Momentum's always coming our way is what we tell them.
So it's tough to tell, because I know there are 228s on the roster, but I think I saw Maceo dressed this week.
Yeah.
Any chance we see him?
Yeah, there is. Maceo's back. I don't know if he's 100% or not, but he definitely could give us a lift. Snead has been a little bit banged up. He's back 100% this week ago, so I know he's going to probably tackle Maceo if he takes off, tries to get in there or something, not let him get in there. But, Maceo's back. He's practiced, and, we're hoping that he'll get a chance too eventually, because I think he can do some things. You know what I'm saying? He's earned it. He just bad luck getting hurt. Now, he's helped us in special teams, though, so that's a huge role.
Coach, can you tell us just about where CJ's at? I'm trying to figure it out. CJ he got a lot of attention, and everybody's pulling for CJ, and everybody talks about CJ and, all that stuff. And, the ball's getting spread around a little bit. The defenses have a lot of attention for him as well. And we're just trying to get CJ just let the game come to you a little bit. Now, Holton's going to look for him. He's got the number one targets, whatever that little fancy phrase is now that we use, who gets the most targets or whatever. He's got the most targets. He didn't have the most catches, I guess, or whatever. But he gets the most targets. He also gets the most attention from the defense, He gets held the most, you know what I'm saying? He gets the most late hits. Some of them get called, some of them don't. But we're just really trying to not worry so much about CJ, you know what I'm saying, and just, you know, you're just like everybody else on the team, and it'll come around. It'll come around. He'll have a big game, you know, just right when everybody least expects it. He'll have a big game. So I mean, he's working hard. He's a better player today than he was 2 years ago. He may not have had the game he had at Cincinnati. You know, I don't know. Sometimes that just, you know, that's one of those freaky things. Not that he didn't earn it, but we didn't go into that game saying, well, you know, we're just going to throw it to CJ and he's going to have 285 yards. That just happened. You know, that just happened, you know.
Is he one of those guys that just, like, thrives on the interaction with the cornerbacks? Because, I mean, they're physical on him, man.
They are. He's so physical that I think the coaches tell the guys he's going to embarrass you. Okay, he's going to hurt you if you don't get ready this week, and they get ready, and they do get ready, and you know. So again, there's some other altercations that always seem to go on a little bit. You know, there was a play Saturday where I don't know if it's a coach or who. He's not dressed in a uniform. He's down on the sideline, and he takes a shot at him. You know what I'm saying? I don't know how nobody sees that, but he kind of comes over, and it's kind of a, you know what I'm saying? And I know that'd be irritating. That'd be irritating to you, but he did a nice job. He got away from that and left it, you know, a whole bit. And, you know, Houghton looked for him a lot. He had a huge play coming out in the third quarter. Big point of emphasis was for us to be better in the third quarter. And we got a nice lead going into halftime. We'd had that situation before, you know, and I handled it very well. In the third quarter, we come out, and I think they take it and score. And, you know, okay, there's that. I know everybody, you know, here it goes again. But we come out, threw a deep ball to CJ, got a good drive going right there. He was a big part of that. So we got a lot of confidence in CJ.